Which way?
John Sylvester takes his pleasure in everyday chores. But after 66 years in institutions, he needs the support of 2 part-time care workers. They provide a substitute for the family he never had.
Now, where are we going now? Hello, Jeannie.
Thank you,
Well,
John.
now, well, that don't eat it all. In the kitchen. I'll be back in a minute.
John's become a carer too, helping to look after 2 other former patients who share his Stockport maisonette.
You got any half and fork?
Yeah. There.
Can you manage it there?
Thank you.
Okay.
Geoffrey Abbott revisits Meanwood Park with Martin Smith, the man who won his freedom. 22 years of his life disappeared here before his deafness was acknowledged as his only problem.
Those 22 years were lost, in fact. It was certainly a sentence which society imposed upon him in a very arbitrary kind of way.
That's the right one. It's better. Yes, it's super. It's really very good. Yes, it's super. You like that? It's best. It's super.
He had no opportunity to find out a range of options and choices which would have made him, would have given him all kinds of different angles on life. He's so intelligent that he's learnt to manage, but the full opportunities in life were missing to him.
What happened around here, Geoffrey? What happened around here? Oh, well, there were the railings. The railings. Yeah. Who lived in here, though? Oh, all kinds of very strange people lived in here. They were very disturbed people. Yeah, and they belonged in that house over there. That's Villa 13 over there. Yeah. But was it connected to there? Oh, no, I was in there. We were better in there.
Part of Meanwood Park is now closing. Prime real estate up for sale. The proceeds are destined for the community care budget. A successful sale can mean big money towards caring for people leaving institutions. Newchurch Hospital in Cheshire was home to Ethel Williams for nearly 10 years. Today it's being turned into luxury homes, designed for suburban professionals at up to £175,000. Their new owners are living side by side with the hospital's remaining residents, who won't be leaving until it finally closes later this year. Brock Hall Hospital above Blackburn, where Frances Schofield spent her worst years in the 40s. Last year the hospital closed. Its fate is undecided. Nantwich Workhouse, where John Sylvester began his long life in institutions, is now a building site. A private hospital will soon be followed by a supermarket. Sainsbury's paid nearly £4 million for their plot. But in a recession, who's going to buy Huddersfield's Storthes Hall on 600 acres of isolated moorland, closed in 1991? If unwanted hospitals don't sell, the community care budget will suffer. And Stanley Royd in Wakefield, one of the nation's first asylums, built in 1820. At its height, it housed 2,800 patients. Today, there are 300. Soon, there will be none.
Tremendous wrongs were done, and I think we now acknowledge that because of the impetus that there now is to change the way that we provide care. The other part of that story, of course, is to prevent it happening again. And the model of psychiatry nowadays is to look after people in a community setting and avoid large institutional care. And therefore the government emphasis now is about closing down large institutions and creating new care within a community setting.
I mean, people think about rehabilitation and think it's an easy option. In fact, it's not. It's quite difficult. When I was a nurse training in the 60s, the long-stay wards were huge. It's very easy to actually go onto a ward like you did in the past and get the men shaved and wash them, bath them, dress them, make the bed. The hard bit is standing back while you're actually teaching them to learn how to do it themselves. I think we're becoming extinct. Certainly this ward is, as in the previous 2 wards I've worked on, is due for closure. And the majority of these residents will go to live outside. I think this is the right thing to do, really. They shouldn't be in here. This is not their home. They should be out there living in a small community where they can become involved and get new friends.
Quite clearly, the sins of our forefathers have now got to be sorted out. And they're being sorted out over a very short period of time. We're thinking now about 200 years of institutional care being remedied within a period of 2 decades, 3 decades. And it is an incredible challenge for the health service, an incredible challenge for the people that work within the health service.
Wakefield has operated a model resettlement policy. So successful that 2 weeks ago, the final closure date of Stanley Royd was announced. Hostel accommodation will be the future for its last and most vulnerable residents. At Offerton House, the next wave of patients receives survival lessons for life in the community.
On a little place in the middle of a big main road. You have to press the sign to say wait. It says wait. She presses the sign, and then when she sees the what colour man,
Green man.
she can go the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Now, there's things you have to do to make sure that crossing the road on your own is very safe. Now, what is this man doing, Jed? What is he doing?
He's weighing up the traffic.
He's weighing up the traffic. Yeah, that's a good way of describing it, that, yeah. What do you reckon, Roy? Can you see those cars? Can you see those cars? Is it safe to cross the road?
It's safe.
Do you think so? Oh, I don't think it is. It's not safe.